Babe Ruth has never hit a ball that hard, but unfortunately it wasn't hard enough today. There it was on April 4th, 2016 at a baseball game. Dylan was pitching a no-hitter going. Later that day, he was talking to his mom and dad, and he saw a glowing round ball in the backyard.
Mom, Dad, what is this glowing ball in my backyard?
I don't know.
They were not worried about what they saw. Then they went back inside.
Well, it's about time to go to bed.
The next day, Dylan woke up and went to the backyard first thing in the morning, but there was nothing there, so he raced back to his mom and dad's room.
Mom, Dad, where's that glowing ball that I saw last night? I don't know.
Later that night, the ball was back and glowing brighter than before. Then he snuck out and grabbed the glowing ball, and all of a sudden, zoom! Out of nowhere, I disappeared, and I didn't know where I was. I had no idea where I was. A man tried to direct me. Before I knew it, there was Fenway Park Stadium.
I said to myself, what?
So I walk in through the gates, and I see Babe Ruth hitting batting practice. So I walk down to Babe Ruth.
It is a pleasure to meet you. Wait, how are you not dead?
Well, it is the starting of my career, and it is the 1930s.
What? I shouted? I thought it was 2016.
What is in your hand?
Well, it was in my backyard, and I had to grab it.
So the ball chose you.
Well, I guess so.
A few seconds later, he dropped the ball.
I had disappeared from the Babe. Was that a dream? What did that ball do to me? Me and my friends were just playing catch, and all of a sudden, boom! I had teleported to my room. All of a sudden, I hear sirens like a cop car.
So when did he disappear?
Well, we were just playing catch with him, and out of nowhere, he disappeared.
Are you guys gonna wake up?
Where have you been? Well, I have to show you something.
So they went outside to the backyard with his friends Robert and Josh, with him too. And so they went to play catch, and so he said,
Ready?
Okay.
So they all touched the ball, and they caught the ball, and they had caught it, and they all went zoom. A few minutes later, they had arrived.
Where are we? We are at Yankee Stadium. Isn't it cool? And guess what? The Babe is here too.
What time is it?
The 1930s?
What?
I lost my touch.
Help me
hit a
get
ball
better
for the
anymore.
World Series. But I have to teach you one thing. Don't go through the motions. And do everything with 110%. Okay.
Then Dylan notices to do things with all effort. The next day, Dylan was teaching Babe Ruth just because you are in a slump doesn't mean you're not good.
No, do this
So
with
they
all
practice
effort.
hitting and fielding.
The ball sparked, and I jumped in fear. What just happened? What's wrong? I don't know. What just happened? Well, let's just keep practicing so I can do great in the World Series.
So they kept hitting and fielding. After about an hour, they took a break to catch the next day is the World Series Yankees and Red Sox. Everyone was warming up, and Dylan was in the dugout watching them warm up. Later at the game was finally starting and Babe was up. Everyone was cheering for him. The first pitch, Rips one down the third base line and got a double. The next at-bat, the Babe was up again and at a stroke right up the middle for a single.
7 years later,
The score is 3-2
Dylan
at the
is
bottom of the
in
ninth.
MLB
Babe
pitching.